Volunteers in Cambodia hold a rice distribution for residents of an impoverished community living near a landfill. Seniors in Kaohsuing have learned how to craft their own wooden boats and are taking them out on the water. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Duncan DaAi. Thank you for joining us. In Cambodia, volunteers recently held a rice distribution for a community living by the Dangkor landfill near Phnom Penh. The massive landfill attracts poor migrant families who just barely make a living by scavenging through the trash of others. In such difficult living conditions, residents were grateful to get a little help from Tzu Ji.
I was working as a trash picker for about a month. I was on one of the piles and it collapsed and buried me. It took me about 2 hours for them to dig me out. It was a very scary experience. I thought that maybe that was how I would die. It's still scary to think about it. When I see the garbage truck, my legs will start shaking.
Making a living by scavenging through trash is a difficult and tiring life. This is the Dangkor landfill, which is the only landfill for Phnom Penh's entire population of 2 million residents. It is also home to over 400 families who have migrated from other regions to come make a living. Many entire families are working from early morning till late at night for less than $10 a day.
I have to go search through the garbage. My husband is sick and my children are sick. In a single day, I can probably only save $2.5. That's not enough to take them to see a doctor. During the rainy season, when the fields were flooded, I injured my foot when walking past it. It has left a scar and is always itching.
This day's event was particularly energetic, with a line of Tzu Ji volunteers enthusiastically greeting the residents.
Today, Tzu Ji has come for a rice distribution. I represent everyone, and I say how happy we all are that you have come.
The rice distribution was held in an open area that was only about 200 meters from the landfill. Everyone sang songs and came together as a community. Some even donated a little money back to Tzu Ji, doing what they can to help others in need.
Today we have brought you rice, as well as soap and some clothing.
Every household receives 40 kilograms of rice and a large bar of soap. In total, 470 households received the assistance, including both families of trash pickers and landfill employees.
I'm very happy. For at least a little while, I don't have to worry about buying rice.
Now, after I come home from picking through the trash, I have some soap to wash my hands and keep myself clean.
Receiving help like this is so moving. I'm very happy. I am extremely thankful to you all.
Last year, the number of people Tzu Ji was able to help was much smaller in number. But thanks to the help of the landfill management this year, a more comprehensive list was provided so that Tzu Ji could more thoroughly offer the help this impoverished community needs. In China, volunteers in Fujian are partnered with福鼎 Hospital to provide health care for remote villages. Recently, the two groups went to Xiamen Township and helped 520 patients. On the day of the clinic, despite the rain, 332 medical staff and volunteers were filled with the joy of the Dharma as they helped each patient get the care they needed.
Seeing doctors come visit her, Wang Chunjiang found her smile once more.
After she got sick, she hasn't smiled. When you come to visit, her mood was lifted.
Like today, it rained so hard, and yet everyone still came out to the residents' home. The volunteers weren't afraid of getting dirty either. I'm so grateful for your services.
Tzu Ji volunteers in福鼎 Hospital visited Xiamen Township to host a free clinic. Besides making house calls, they also had a venue at Zhongxing Elementary.
The Tzu Ji Foundation has cared for our residents for so long and helped impoverished families as well as sick patients. They've also helped send patients to Taiwan for surgery for them to recover from their illness.
The medical staff provided professional healthcare services. Tzu Ji volunteers care for the residents in the rain.
When we told them before, the residents were scared and felt they were lied to and didn't believe it was free. After getting a look at it today, they all said they want more of this type of service as they were very happy.
It's different from clinic hours at the hospital. With Tzu Ji's presence here, it's not like at the hospital at all.
Even the rain that poured down the entire day became a way to stir up good memories.
My socks are soaked. There was a brother outside sweeping away the water. He was wetter than me. His sister helped me blow dry my socks. Thank you.
Though Xiamen is a remote township in China, in the hearts of the volunteers, bringing care to the residents here is one of the reasons they got into the medical field in the beginning.
Team of volunteers from 3 countries, including Malaysia, Vietnam, and the Philippines, joined the clinic in San Mateo, Philippines. In total, 2,215 people were seen for treatment. The clinic was also an opportunity for many residents to try Chinese medicine, which is difficult to access in many areas of the Philippines. 128 people were treated thanks to Tima's Chinese medicine specialists. Here at this Tima clinic, volunteers have come from multiple countries to help those in need. This little boy was dealing with a high fever and was also emotionally distraught. The volunteers were there to help soothe the boy and calm his fears.
I was very surprised at how fast the Tzu Chi volunteers were able to help my son calm down.
This young girl is dealing with a large lump behind her right ear, and her scalp also has some minor damage.
I just want to know about the problem with her scalp and where it came from. She's always scratching her head and it's very uncomfortable.
Team of volunteers are here from Malaysia, Vietnam, and the Philippines, offering services in 7 medical departments. Thanks to Tima, the poorest residents of Marikina and San Mateo can receive the help they need. This 74-year-old grandmother has been dealing with chronic body pain for over 6 months. Her daughter accompanied her as she received treatment using traditional Chinese medicine.
I feel so much better. My head and shoulders haven't felt this good in a while, and also my legs.
For most residents in the Philippines, there is little opportunity to receive this kind of Chinese medicine like acupuncture or cupping. Today, in total, over 2,000 people were treated at the clinic. Most left with smiling faces, and some were even moved to tears of joy. After outbreaks of dengue fever, mass spraying of pesticide to kill the mosquitoes causes alarm among public health units. While the method may eliminate vector mosquitoes, it harms the ecosystem by destroying other insects and microorganisms. Therefore, to prevent potential outbreaks, the government has enacted the Biological Control Act. Kaohsuing and Tainan health departments have released guppy fish into areas with standing water to eat mosquito larvae. In other cases, natural organisms and bacteria are used to control the mosquito population. Here's more.
There are mosquitoes here. If we catch a male mosquito, then it means that within 50 meters there must be a larvae breeding area.
The disease vector mosquito has a range of up to 200 meters. The outbreak of dengue fever in Tainan last year was spread by this flea market.
From the flea market, it spread to 50 meters away, and then 1 or 2 kilometers away, and then 10 kilometers away. Our epidemic investigation found that it all came from here, so we decided to get rid of the flea market.
After an investigation was found that the flea market, which is constructed around containers which have a concave roof, can become a hotbed for larvae after the rain. After learning this lesson, Tainan epidemic prevention personnel carried out an inventory of buildings that can breed larvae, finding 30 basement areas which frequently collect stagnant water. This is the basement of an old building in Tainan City. It frequently collects water and can be a breeding ground for the disease vector mosquito. But the Health Bureau staff have released guppies here, and so far you can't see any larvae.
At the beginning, we released about 10 guppies, and now there are a few hundred.
These guppies, along with mosquito fish and paradise fish, eat up to 60 to 200 larvae per day. This means people can keep them in ponds and water containers as they are an effective biological control against larvae. The laboratory cultivated this bottle, which contains several thousand cyclops, which are hard to see because they are just 0.2 centimeters in length, making them difficult to see with the naked eye. But if we pour them out and view them under a microscope, they're easy to spot. Actually, the Cyclops looks a lot like the cartoon character Sheldon J. Plankton.
You can see the Cyclops has teeth, making it a predatory creature. What is special is that it only has one eye. A Cyclops from the evening to the next day, a total of 24 hours, can eat between 20 to 40 larvae.
The Cyclops has a high degree of tolerance for bad environments and can eat all of the larvae in stagnant water, while also breed on other bacteria and microorganisms to continue growing and multiply. It will also wait till the disease-causing mosquito lay eggs again, and as long as the larvae hatch, it will prey on it immediately. The outbreak of dengue fever in Tainan, Kaohsuing, and Pingtung last year led to the development of Cyclops, which proved very effective. Another environmentally and human-friendly solution is Bacillus thuringiensis, which can also quickly kill this larvae. This beaker inside has more than 50 larvae, and let's do an experiment adding a few pieces of Bacillus thuringiensis. After it's introduced, we wait for 15 minutes and let's take a look.
Bacillus thuringiensis contains a toxic protein, which if the mosquito larvae eat it, then their stomachs will disintegrate and they will die.
Taiwan has 4 manufacturers producing Bacillus thuringiensis, and during the dengue fever epidemic last year in the south, the price of 1 kilogram soared 3 times, making many people upset. This led a team from National Cheng Kung University to make a liquid from the bacteria.
We used the spores of the Bacillus thuringiensis and directly put them into a liquid medium. This has a maximum density of about 10 million bacteria.
This is 40 cc of lab-cultured Bacillus thuringiensis. If it is put down the sewer, it can clear up larvae in 4 liters of water. Using biological measures to control mosquitoes can be used most of the time, but during a dengue fever outbreak, there may be a conflict.
Biological control is in conflict with using pesticides. For example, if you place fish, you can't spray pesticides, as they will all be dead.
When it's spraying pesticides or using Bacillus thuringiensis or Cyclops or mosquito fish, each method will be effective when it comes to attacking disease vector mosquitoes. Researchers urge that pesticides should be the last line of defense.
Many may think that raising fish wastes water and is unfriendly to the environment. But with an aquaponics system, people can raise fish and grow plants in one integrated system. The fish produce bionutrients for the plants, while the plants clean the water, creating a perfect environment for the fish to grow. Let's meet some students from Reixiang High School in Kaohsiung who will show us their desktop aquaponics system.
This is aquaponics, where fish and plants can be grown into one integrated system through solar power. But now, some junior high students are going to teach you how to build a desktop aquaponics system.
Prepare a bottle and cut off the bottle neck like this, then pour the water which has been used to raise fish into the bottle. Also, we can put some small stones such as gravel into it.
The desktop aquaponics system requires a recycled bottle, some small stones, water weeds, along with some germinated seeds of bok choy and fish. This will only cost you less than $2. Without an electric motor in the aquarium, giving sufficient oxygen to the fish may be a big problem. After a short discussion, the students discovered that they can simply pump a syringe with a small hose into the aquarium to oxygenate this aquaponics system.
When we grow plants in a conventional way, we simply need to water them at a certain time. But now in this aquaponics system, we need to filter the hazardous substances in the water, which has been used to raise fish. What is left is the nutrient, and we can use it to water the plants.
Working together on the project, the students figure out a way to put what they have learned in class into their daily life.
In Kaohsuing, Taiwan, there is a group of seniors over the age of 70 who have learned how to make their own wooden boats at their local senior learning center. Recently, they took the boats out for a test ride. Let's see how it went.
Explaining how difficult it is to make a raft, these seniors are spirited and proud.
I was interested in giving it a try. We were all beginners. I didn't know what wood even looked like. It all looks long.
Reminiscing about how they were such beginners in the past, the seniors can now say they can make their own wooden boat.
Living by the ocean and always seeing others off on a voyage, it must be exciting for them now to be the one able to get out on the water.
These senior residents live in a fishing village and have been around boats their whole life. However, being able to board a ship was not only a dream but also a challenge. Through this course and the assistance of the teachers and those younger, the seniors are slowly fulfilling their dream. Wearing a life vest and watching their wooden boat lower into the water, the grandmothers are quite excited to test out their creation. These grandmothers wrap their hands tightly around the oar and get ready to steer their life in a new direction.
Among those who made the wooden boats, the leader of the group was庄惠茱. The 73-year-old used to suffer from rheumatoid arthritis, but she knew she had to make a change. She joined the Senior Learning Center to learn skills like plant dyeing, handicrafts, and sewing. The lessons acted as rehabilitation exercises for Zhuang's condition, and her health has improved. Now she encourages other seniors to join her in the classes.
Moving in time to the music, a group of senior citizens are dancing to choreography designed for them. Among them is 73-year-old Zhang Huizhu, who is keeping up well. But would you believe 4 years ago she could barely move?
I have rheumatoid arthritis. It was really troublesome before. I couldn't eat because I couldn't pick up a pair of chopsticks. I kept telling myself I need to overcome this disease.
Zhang's rheumatoid arthritis really caused her a lot of grief in life, to the point where she couldn't even open her mouth to eat. Not wanting to be a burden on her children, Zhang knew she had to make a change no matter how painful it would be.
After joining the senior learning course, my health has gotten better. So when I see those who are unhealthy, I like to encourage them to come join me, as I'm a great example of the benefits of the program.
School is something that students all ages can use. Those who are older don't think that since you are older, you cannot learn new things. Of course you can.
The Bureau of Education is promoting senior learning centers in different cities. In Kaohsiung, it began with 29 centers in 2014, and it has expanded to 38 centers in 2016, and has even added additional 137 class locations. Encouraging the elderly to get out of the house will not only give more meaning to their life, but it is also beneficial to their health as well.
In Taipei, a new care plan for Alzheimer's patients has been introduced. It is called the 2.0 program. The former 1.0 program focused on care for patients in the late stages of the disease. However, now services have expanded to at-risk seniors. The goal is to develop a network between the community and the hospitals with an emphasis on early prevention rather than simply care services in the later stages.
We're going to do two things today. First, we shouldn't just try to make ourselves happy today. We should also remember how happy we have been every day. This is why our ability to memorize is important.
Dr. Li Jiafu is a physician with over 20 years treating patients of Alzheimer's and other mental and physical disorders. He has been active in his community looking out for the elderly who are facing such mental difficulties. He regularly holds screenings with the help of volunteers in the community to help recognize the early stages of dementia and help with prevention.
If they are not following the general course of aging, they may already have an early onset of dementia. With the right methods, though, we can potentially slow the development of the later stages.
Studies have shown that 50% of those with some form of cognitive dysfunction in their later years are likely to develop blood pressure problems. For this reason, Dr. Lee has arranged a team of nurses to help give blood pressure checks to the regular volunteers at this recycling station to help look out for the well-being of the seniors. Doing exercise keeps the body and mind healthy, which will prevent dementia. Activities like these are part of the government's new 2.0 CARE program.
Exercise and activating the brain can offset dementia. When the brain function is better, then the effects of dementia will be lessened. And with more general exercise, the likelihood of heart disease, strokes, and the like are also reduced. Really, the best course of action is early prevention. So in the early stages of Alzheimer's care, it is best to get them exercising. That will reduce their progression into later stages and reduce overall expenditures of the government over 5 years.
What is most important is for seniors to keep active and maintain a healthy lifestyle. This is the best preventative measure to keep from developing Alzheimer's. But for those who have early signs of the condition, the government, medical professionals, and the local community will offer the best care they can to help. 21 refugee students in Malaysia recently participated in a graduation ceremony hosted by the Education Center operated by Tzu Chi and the UNHCR. Many of the students never thought they would receive an education or experience such a ceremony. Thanks to Tzu Chi, the UNHCR, and local teachers, their dreams have come true. These young students on stage are brimming with self-confidence.
Nama 2. You? Nama 3. Rasa hari ini? Happy. Senang. Kasih pada ibu bapa dan cikgu.
This is the graduation and award ceremony at the Education Center for Refugees in Malaysia, operated jointly by the UNHCR and the Tzu Chi Foundation.
I feel like I am dreaming right now. I never thought I would be able to wear graduation robes and experience something like this in my life.
Thank you on behalf of UNHCR, because without everybody playing a role, education will not work. What we at UNHCR try to do in our mandate in the protection of refugees will not work.
The ceremony also included an award to recognize the giving spirit of refugee children who themselves have given back to charity.
As they have received the help of others, we hope that all of them will also do their part saving pocket money in their bamboo coin bank that will go towards helping others. So to encourage the students, we introduced this award.
I regularly tell the students that there are many poor people with nothing to eat. We should try and save a few cents of every dollar we have to donate.
My mom gave me $2. I bought a snake with one, and I donated the other.
The UNHCR and Tzu Chi have been working together for 9 years, helping children from suffering and impoverished families to regain their dignity and live a fulfilling life. In Malaysia, a 70-year-old recycling volunteer has been an inspiration for her community, making recycling at the Tzu Chi Recycling Center a part of her daily life. We'll leave you with some images of this active senior that we will learn more about on our next program. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.